I was doing my research in tuberculosis research center. That is the only research center sponsored by ICA Morocco. It is nearby my college actually. It's in Chennai. So what happened? I joined there. I was doing my work. Actual TB students, TB patients. Okay, we are taking their sputum. You already know TB is very highly infectious, right? Through aerosols we will get the TB. So we are literally collecting the sputum samples, keeping them outside under a tree. We will collect the sample. We are bringing it to the lab. Okay, it's a BS, I think level 3 or 4 lab. So it's a highly, clean labs, HEPA filters, everything. Then what happened? So I was supposed to extract DNA from TB patient samples. So I want to confirm whether, I want a confirmed TB patients. I will collect their sputum and I will start extract, from blood I am collecting their DNA. Okay, I am studying some polymorphisms in their genes. So what happened? Periodically they are doing vaccine programs to their employees. Okay, I was completely protected myself. I know TB is very dangerous. The first interview they took is how well I prepared to manage any problems in the lab, especially whether I know PPE or not. Okay, I said I was studying MIT since 5 years, I know I can handle it. Okay, just like me, there are research scholars, PhD scholars, everyone. So one day what happened? They started taking samples of us. If any one of us got exposed to TB, we will get Montax positive. Okay, gamma interferon, there is one test, highly sensitive test called gamma interferon test. Gamma interferon something. Shockingly we all came positive, including me. I was surprised. And I was, I don't know whether I need to be scared or what should I do. I approached to the HOD. HOD started saying even I was positive. Okay. TB is highly infectious. But we have prophylactic measures. We will get, booster dosages, we get the serum therapies, so we are immunized. The thing I want to tell is, even though I was working in a high-end research lab, with every protection, okay, all protections, not a normal lab, still we exposed to TB. You just imagine, this is the scenario in outside hospitals. When you are going to work in a hospital, are you expecting a research facilities there? I worked in a government-sponsored central research institute. There itself they don't have protection. There itself the employee who is getting around 3 to 4 lakh salary per month exposed to the TB. And you think that this is a simple task. Not wearing PPE is not a big deal. We don't know students who will come, okay? We don't know what patient will come to the lab, what samples we are handling. Be serious. I'm feeling somewhat embarrassed to see you in the other labs without PPEs and enjoying them. If you are not getting this attitude in the study time, you won't get this attitude when you are working outside. You will feel, shame to wear PPE outside because you are not adapted to it. Do you remember you were starting this? Initially when you are wearing your PPE, you felt somewhat embarrassed. But today it became normal to you, right? Today you are feeling normal. So you need to imbibe these things. Mrs. went to headmaster. She came with horns today. If I do anything, she will hit me. Okay. Okay. Sorry. We're headmaster students, okay? Be serious about these things. Okay. Anyway, let me take my practical. So today we are discussing about So as I started my story with the TB, okay? The best thing, a person getting a cough. A patient got a cough. So one of the reasons to get cough is tuberculosis. Keep lab coat buttons, everyone. Yeah. One of the reasons for coughing is TB. Am I correct? Listen. In chronic infections, what happens? Already the pathogen entered into the blood. Our immune system recognized it and the immune system developed antibodies. Okay. In chronic infections, there will be more antibodies. Also, parallelly, there will be a localized inflammations. Inflammations, not infection, inflammation. Swelling, right? So, during inflammation and chronic infections, the concentration of antibodies will be high. Okay? Then you just imagine a vertical glass rod filled with some water and you throw a stone. The stone will go very fast to the bottom. And it is filled with some chemical, you throw a stone, what happens? It will take time to reach bottom. That reaching and sedimenting at bottom is called sedimentation. Similarly, when the patient has any inflammation or a chronic infection, the blood will be more viscous. Just like a chemical, blood will become more viscous. The reason is the viscosity is happened because of antibodies and ongoing inflammation, resulting in viscous blood, resulting in slower sedimentation of red blood cells. Okay? Slow sedimentation, that means the gap will be high. After 1 hour, the gap will be high. So, high ESR value indicates more inflammation in the body. Less ESR indicates normal. When the ESR is less than normal value, no issues. Okay, that's why ESR value starts with 0 to 15, 0 to 7. 0 to 7 mm per hour, 0 to 15 mm per hour. Okay, so compared to males, males have more blood cells, so their rate of sedimentation will be obviously high. So they will get less values. Okay, that's why the ESR value in males is less. Males is less because they have more blood cells. Right. So the ESR value in males is 0 to 7 mm per hour, and in females that is 0 to 15 mm per hour. The high ESR rate in females is because of generally they are anemic in condition. Okay, so concerning their anemic status because of their periods everything. So they have comparatively large ESR value.
This is normal value.
Yeah, these are normal values. Okay, normal values, even that's it, normal values.
The last year we come for
Wait, I will discuss. These are the values in Westergren's method. Westergren's method. Okay, so we have two types of glass rods. First of all, see students, I'm telling you the normal language, okay? Not technical language. The bottom will be 0 and top will be 200. In case of ESR cube, both the endings will be open. Top and bottom will be open, okay? Both the endings are open in Westergren's tube, and this is around 30 centimeters in length. And how we will collect blood in this tube means, we will collect citrated blood. Citrated blood. Citrate, EDTA, various types of anticoagulant. Citrate is a type of anticoagulant that is used for ESR studies.
Oxalate.
Oxalate, no, citrate. Wait. Citrate only, see, citrated blood, not oxalate.
Oxalate lab lo use chestu.
Yeah, maybe if you don't have citrate, you can use oxalate, but as per Harsha Mohan, it is citrate only. Actually, I know that is citrate only. Oxalate, I guess in Vitrobes, we'll see. I need a reference for oxalate. Okay, I need a reference textbook. Okay. I'm not sure about oxalate, but citrate is the ideal anticoagulant for ESR studies. Okay. Now, this is 1 hour test. I need to wait 1 hour in a suspending blood in a vertical tube for 1 hour. I will get a segmentation, and that is my reading. Now, the scientists thought of making this faster. Is there any faster way of detection of ESR? Then they came with a small tube. So this is a small tube. One ending is closed, other ending is open, and this is Vitrobes tube. Vitrobes tube. Parallelly in Vitrobes you can perform PCV. Plus you can also perform ESR. Okay. So Vitrobes tube blood is less. So this is Vitrobes tube. You can see the inside column that is very narrow. Okay. So yes, this is Vitrobes tube. So the gradings in Vitrobes tube is 0 to 10. So the gradings in Vitrobes is 0 to 10, then 0 to 10. Upside down, ascending, descending. Okay. So how we will perform in Vitrobes tube? We will cannot get up to the 10 mark, okay, or up to the 0 mark or 10 mark, okay. Then we will keep this lymph tube in a centrifuge and we will spin it for 15 minutes. Upon spinning, whatever sediment we got, whatever the gap is, that will be ESR value, okay. The normal value in ESR method is 3 to 5 mm per hour. Wait, here it is 3 to 5 mm per hour in males, whereas in females this is 4 to 7 mm. 4 to 7 mm per hour. This is in females. Okay. Increased ESR values are seen in chronic inflammation and chronic infection and inflammatory conditions. We will see increased ESR values. One of the best methods, to diagnose the tuberculosis. In a patient with suspected tuberculosis, we are going with this test. Okay. ESR is a gold standard test. So these are the some important things. Then other thing is
Montex.
Montex test is different. Okay. This is this is not a confirmatory test for tuberculosis. This is just a test for detection of some inflammation or chronic infection in the body. That's it. The chronic infection can be anything. It can be a staph, Staphylo, E. coli, anything. Or inflammation. Inflammation can also happen due to gouty arthritis, gout, okay, or rheumatoid arthritis. Okay, so in RA and gout, we will see elevated levels of ESR. Yes. Actually, citrate will be used for ESR studies. I'm not sure. Now Abhiram saying oxalate. I need a reference test for this. Okay. I too read somewhere oxalate is used, but I'm not sure. I need to recheck. But citrate is the ideal anticoagulant for ESR studies. Okay. I think in Shemulinum they gave oxalate. I need to cross verify. Anyway, so this is it. Okay. So now there are some factors need to be considered for ESR value. Okay. Some factors, you just imagine there is a ball and there is a pen. If you suspend both of them in a water, which will go fast to the down? A pen might go fast because it has a less surface tension, surface area, so it can deep dive into the water. Whereas a ball might go slowly. Okay, the shape of the red blood cell will affect the rate of sedimentation. So I am telling about factors contributing to rate of sedimentation. Some of the factors, one factor is viscosity. Viscosity came due to antibodies or inflammation, right? Then second one, shape of RBC. Shape of RBC. So sickle cell. In case of sickle cell, the rate of sedimentation will be high. You got it right? Sickle cell, then microcytosis. Then other rates, other problems. You are not keeping the stand vertically. You kept the ESR stand like this. So the rate of sedimentation will be slowed down. It's not vertical. The position of the tube must be considered, and room temperature must be considered. Okay, when the temperature is high, the blood will be more thin. The rate of sedimentation will be fast. Okay, so there are some proper factors that need to be considered to be performing ESR. Yeah. Then what other things? Yes.
The volume of RBC.
Volume of RBC. Yes, very good. The volume of RBC won't affect the the count of RBC won't affect the rate of sedimentation. I'm telling about rate of sedimentation. The count of RBC won't affect the rate of sedimentation. Keep in mind, the concentration of RBC, count or concentration, same, right? The concentration of RBC won't affect the sedimentation rate. Okay? The concentration of RBC won't affect the sedimentation rate. Then, what is the inactive form of fibrin in the blood? What is the inactive form of clotting factor fibrin? Fibrinogen. Okay? Some patients have a genetically inherited less fibrinogen in the blood. Okay, afibrinogenemia. There are some patients where they will have huge bleeding times, maybe due to they have less fibrinogen. Okay, so fibrinogen concentration can interfere with ESR values. Is it clear? Fibrinogen concentration might interfere with ESR values. So you just assume if there is more amount of fibrinogen in the blood, what will be the ESR value? Whether it will increase or decrease? If blood has more fibrinogen is like a Fevicol. Fibrinogen will cause a viscosity to the blood. What will be the ESR level? Increased, not decreased. You understood the concept, right? When the blood is more viscous, more thick, the rate of sedimentation reduced, so the ESR gap will be more. The gap here will be more after 1 hour. So more presence of more fibrinogen, increased ESR value. Okay? That means viscosity of the blood is directly proportional to the ESR value. Viscosity of the blood is directly proportional to the ESR value. The higher the viscosity of the blood, the higher the ESR value. This will be a simple statement. Viscosity of the blood. Okay, viscosity is not a right term, but I'm just giving you an analogy. Okay, blood won't become a viscous. If blood is viscous, you will die. Actually, it's a highly dangerous condition. There are some deadliest conditions like Burkitt's lymphoma. We have seen a cancer where the patient got Burkitt's lymphoma. In Burkitt's lymphoma, red blood cells won't even sediment at all. They have a huge amount of antibodies in their body. Okay, it's a cancer. So in cancer, ESR level will be too high. But keep in mind, ESR is not a specific test to anything. It's just a test to detect inflammation, presence or absence. That's it. It's not a specific test to any disease. Just you got a higher ESR doesn't mean patient has TB or cancer. We need to evaluate other things. Okay. Then if it doesn't have any role to identify any disease, why we are focusing on it? Okay, it will be a cheapest technique to identify the major problem in the body. Okay, the cheapest technique actually, just 50 to 60 rupees, that's it, yes sir. Take a 1 ml of blood, suspend in the tube, that's it. You will get ESR value, that's it, okay. So 30 centimeters, 15 centimeters, less blood volume compared to this, okay. Then scientists came with a new method. That new method is a micro ESR method. Micro ESR method. So in micro ESR method, what we are doing, we will color the ESR, we will color the blood in a capillary tube, a modified capillary tube. You know, right? What is a capillary tube? We are doing for clotting type studies. So we will fill the blood in a capillary tube, and there is a specialized centrifuge for capillary tubes. There is a very small centrifuge, it will spin at high rates, almost 6 to 8,000 RPM. This is around 1,000 to 2,000. But that will rotate around 6 to 8,000 RPM, okay? At very high speed, we can rotate it, a capillary tube. So that is a micro ESR method, okay? No matter how many methods we have, the gold standard method is Westergreen's method. Okay, 30 centimeters glass tube method is the best method for this one. Then in olden days, what we are doing? In olden days, we are using the ESR stack. Okay, you just imagine. Okay, so we have a very big glass rod, ESR glass rod. Okay, so what we used to do? We will collect blood in a test tube, and we used to mouth pipette the blood up to the mark. Okay, then we will keep the ESR tube in it. Okay, there is a stopper down and we will keep in it. You just imagine, those are the old days. At that time, they don't know the safety protocols. Sometimes they used to drink also. Okay, like coconut, ice. Yeah, who is that? Edward Cullen. What is the movie? Twilight. I think most of you don't know. Twilight. Okay, anyway. Yeah, Twilight. Yeah. Yes, anyway. So today what we did, so we came with a modified ESR tube. We already kept a stopper at the 0 mark on the top. Okay. So simply you need to collect blood in a separated wire, a wire. You submerge it, automatically blood will rise up to the mark and keep it aside for 1 hour. You will get ESR rating. That's it. Any more doubts in ESR? No, right? Okay, that's it. This is all about ESR. The next one is, I think we discussed about ABO grouping, right, in the last lecture. So my humble request to everyone, in my lectures, especially in labs, there will be a live quiz and your performance marks are based on your quizzes. You already know that. Okay? At the end of the day, don't come near me and say why I got less marks. You already know your reason. You can able to track your marks. Yesterday, many students came and they blaming me. Why you gave less marks to me? They didn't perform properly. Actually, Aman, he is saying, okay, and I said very clearly to Aman, what I said, you are a bright student, but when I am keeping a face, question on your face, why you are getting less marks? Got it? When you face a question face to face, there are some issues, maybe anxiety or some other things, okay? So you need to develop this skill also. Spontaneously you need to think the answers. You know everything actually. Okay. Am I correct, Miss Geeta? Okay. Alright. So today what we will do is, we will perform ESR and how many of you interested for CBC by this mission? Okay, we will perform 3 tests today. Up to your choice, okay? Some students can perform CBC with this mission and some students ESR and other students ABO grouping. Okay? Where is your Prithvi, sir? Sir, blood group. Okay? Alright, get ready for quiz everyone.